So kind of go into, like I said, with Cam, um, an office typically is going to be the lighting, the irrigation, landscaping, um, driveway, sidewalks, shoveling snow, electric, janitorial, um, window washing. I mean, all that's in there. Retail will be have some of that similar stuff, but you won't have the janitorial or anything like along those lines will be in there. But definitely parking lot maintenance will be a big thing. The outside interior replacements, um, the guys that picking up the trash and stuff like that they have the porter that be in there as far as your cams. And then industrial, like I said, it's very more minimal landscaping, parking lot, some admin fees in there, but nothing too outrageous as far as that being dedicated in there. So when you see these numbers, how they're, like I said, they're going to be quoted to you. Um, you're going to see the base rent. Let's say, for example, they're going to say, "Hey, well, your base rent is $10 per square foot, but we estimate that the triple nets will be $8 per square foot." Now they say estimate because they're estimating for that year, based on previous years, and then calculating, room for increase of all the expenses. They're estimated here, and then at the end of the year, around for most leases, they do what's called a reconciliation, and that's usually around April. They'll send you the statement, or you're supposed to get the statement, basically stating, if for some reason triple nets were $9, where you're gonna see an invoice for your portion of that extra dollar, whatever that is, and vice versa. If it's lower and you see that there, then you can have a discussion with them of getting that reimbursed back to you, paid forward, whatever the case may be. But you're also going to notice in that language that it has to be the triple nets have to be, especially if you're challenging, have to be with outside of a certain percentage. Some say, 3%, maybe 15%, anywhere outside of that range of what they quoted you, for it to be, for you to request, audit all their financials and then go deeper in that. So you definitely want to pay attention to what you're getting when you see that statement, and just make sure you're paying what you're supposed to be paying. You're not paying extra, because that can add up. Especially when you get into retail, where especially if you're in the DFW area, you're in Frisco. I mean, those rents, Frisco, Plano, northern areas, especially if it's something that's just been recently built. Retail is, anywhere from $30 to $40 per square foot, and then they estimate another $8 to $10 in triple nets. So theoretically, you could be paying almost $50 per square foot just to rent a space. So with 1,000 square feet at $50, I mean that's $50,000 a year that you're paying, right? And you'll kind of see similarities in areas in certain cities where downtown is like that. You can expect that here as well, like in Uptown. Some of the newer development that are classified as triple A or A new office buildings, where they gravitated towards also doing triple net leases. And a lot of your older properties, for them to be competitive, they'll do more gross lease. But even though if you got a gross lease, what you also got to be aware of is there is a line and there is a clause in there that, if for some reason the expenses are more than what they classify as your base year, which is, they'll state in there your base year is whatever they estimated for expenses to be for that year, right, is your threshold. So if it's $10, as long as all of the expenses stay at $10 and under, you're good to go. You won't have to worry about for them coming after you for additional, for an invoice for additional monies. But if the next year, for some reason, your base year, I mean, the expenses go over your base year and say now it's $11, $12, you will notice that you will get an invoice. And a lot of clients that we talk to who are saying they got into a gross lease, and they figured, hey, they just have to pay this one check. They didn't budget for that. Well, we said there is this line in there that says that they can come after you for additional monies if for some reason the expenses are over your base year estimation. And so they're like, hey, I wasn't prepared to pay, this extra couple of $100 or $1,000, whatever the case may be. And that's why we always, say, hey, the devils are in the details. Definitely have somebody on your side that's um, going through it with you, if whether it's your tenant rep or your real estate attorney, not just a regular attorney, but a real estate attorney that's dealt with leases before, commercial leases before, because they'll be able to point that out to you and make workarounds or accommodations and things like that during negotiations to help you out with that, or at the very least give you an estimation to plan for what it could be based on historical numbers. So that's just a little bit of advice there. Okay, so what shouldn't be included in there? Debt service shouldn't be included in your operating expenses. CapEx, that's anything that they're doing to improve the building. That's going to be advertised over a period of time. Capital reserves, leasing commissions. What can I think of as marketing cost, tenant improvements. None of that should be in there. So definitely scrutinize that, because what you'll have some landlords, especially in these older um, buildings, facilities, or properties, will try to classify something that was a capex expense that should be technically classified as a capex expense and try to make it part of regular building maintenance and repairs. So that's something you definitely want to pay attention to. And just watch out for, because you definitely, you're running the business here. You want to make sure also that you understand what your numbers are and plan around that. So if something is way off, um, you can you know that there might be in a situation to where you're going to either come out with more monies, or you're going to make some type of adjustment to your real estate strategy, which may uh, include possibly um, breaking your lease, you would say, or looking for a way out. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Level Playing Field ProCast. You can follow us, or actually follow me, on Twitter at Dominic Green CRE. Search us on LinkedIn and Facebook. Just type in the word ATENANTco. Or you can follow go to my personal profile on LinkedIn at Dominic Green Tenant Rep Advisor. For more information about us, go to our website at www.ATENANco.com. And for immediate assistance, you can give us a call at 214-247-6211. And until next time, happy leasing, everyone.